I'm Ooni Ambassador Julian Guy, but you might know me as Pizza is Lovely. Today we'll be making Biga, a type of pre-ferment used in traditional Italian baking to achieve a lighter, more aromatic pizza dough. Biga does take a little bit more time, but results in melt-in-the-mouth pizzas. To make the Biga, you need 1 kilo of high-protein 0 or 00 pizza flour, 540 grams of water, and 4 grams of fresh yeast. Whisk the yeast into your jug of water and make sure it's fully dissolved. Next, place the flour in a large mixing bowl and pour the wet ingredients on top. With a metal spoon, roughly mix the ingredients together. Then use your hands to firmly squeeze and grip the dough, pulling and tearing until all the flour is combined. Transfer the mix to an airtight container, scraping down the sides of the bowl with your hands. Feel the dough for consistency. You should be left with dryish, scraggy clumps. Cover and leave to ferment for 16 hours at room temperature. Now for the dough. Weigh out 80 grams of iced water, 100 grams of room temperature water, 22 grams of fine sea salt, and 22 grams of diastatic malt powder. Open your airtight container. You'll notice the Biga has developed a complex structure and has become soft and slightly stretchy. With the spiral dough hook fitted, transfer the Biga to your mixer and start mixing on a low speed. Although I recommend using a spiral mixer, you can use a stand mixer with a dough hook attachment. As this is a high hydration dough, I wouldn't recommend hand mixing. Slowly drip the salted water in, stopping each time the bottom of the mixer bowl looks wet. This will take about 5 to 10 minutes as the flour absorbs the water. With the mixer still running, slowly sprinkle the diastatic malt into the dough. The malt adds a nice additional flavour, but more importantly provides the yeast with a new food source, resulting in lighter, more aerated dough. You can skip this step if you're unable to source the malt. Slowly drip the 80 grams of iced water. You'll need to judge how much water to use depending on your flour and the hydration that you want. Adding 10 grams of the water will give you 65% hydration, whereas adding 80 grams will create 72% hydration. Stop adding water when your dough turns silky and stretchy and continue to mix for a further 5 minutes. Fill a bowl with water, wet your hands and gently pull and gather the dough from the bowl. Transfer it to the airtight container and leave it to rest for 2 hours at room temperature. After 2 hours, place the container in the fridge for a further 2 hours. Remove from the fridge, wet your hands and transfer the dough to the work surface. You should find the dough a lot easier to work with than before. With your bench scraper, divide into roughly 240 gram portions. Fold and shape each portion to a ball, pinching the edges into the centre. Flip and pull the dough inwards using pressure to smooth out the bottom. Leave the balls to proof for 4 hours at room temperature, or you can leave overnight in the fridge and use it the next day. When you're ready to cook, you'll need a generous dusting of flour, or even better, fine semolina flour, to open and stretch this high hydration dough. Once stretched, lay the dough on a lightly floured surface and top with your chosen ingredients. Using both hands, lightly drag the pizza onto the peel and launch it into your Ooni pizza oven. And there you have it, beautifully cooked Biga pizzas in Ooni pizza ovens. It may take a little longer to prepare, but the results are well worth the wait. Enjoy lighter, more digestible dough that's rich in flavour and texture.